Air Canada has announced that it is stopping flights to Cuba because airports on the island are running out of aviation fuel. On Monday, the airline explained that it made the decision after Cuban authorities warned carriers that jet fuel would no longer be available starting Tuesday. To bring travelers home, Air Canada said it will send aircraft to Cuba without passengers on board and use those planes to return vacationers to Canada. Air Canada took the decision following advisories issued by governments about the unreliability of aviation fuel supply at Cuban airports, the airline said in a press release. The company said officials expect aviation fuel to become unavailable for commercial use at Cuban airports beginning February 10. For any remaining flights, the airline will carry extra fuel on departure and may stop at another airport on the way back to refuel if needed. It is projected that, as of February 10th, aviation fuel will not be commercially available at airports on the island. For remaining flights, Air Canada will tanker additional fuel and make technical stops, if necessary, to refuel on the return journey, the airline added. Air Canada said its main focus right now is bringing stranded travelers home. Over the following days, the airline will operate empty flights southbound to pick up approximately 3,000 customers already at destination and return them home, Air Canada said. The fuel shortage is expected to impact 9 international airports, including Havana, Varadero, Santa Clara, Holguin, Santiago de Cuba, and Cayo Coco. Aircraft will not be able to refuel locally at these airports. Cuban officials have also closed some hotels with low occupancy as part of broader measures to conserve fuel. The airline normally runs about 16 flights each week to 4 Cuban destinations. It has canceled its seasonal service to Holguin and Santa Clara. Flights to Varadero and Cayo Coco, which usually operate throughout the year, are tentatively scheduled to restart on May 1st. Havana's José Martí International Airport issued an official notice to air missions, NOTAM, on Sunday, stating that Jet A1 fuel will not be available, starting at 5 a.m. Tuesday, 10 Terrace GMT. Authorities said the restriction will remain in place until March 11th. Air Canada and Air Canada Vacations have introduced flexible options for customers affected by the disruption. Travelers who had planned trips to Cuba and whose flights were canceled will automatically receive full refunds in their original form of payment. The airline said these customers do not need to contact the vacation center. Passengers currently in Cuba who booked package deals will receive direct assistance from Air Canada Vacations representatives on the ground. Other Canadian airlines have taken similar steps. WestJet initially said it planned to continue operating flights, but later suspended ticket sales and canceled scheduled service to Cuba. The move affects WestJet, Sunwing Vacations, WestJet Vacations, and Vacances WestJet Quebec. WestJet, which acquired Sunwing in 2025, said it activated flexible policies so travelers can change plans without penalties. All flights will carry sufficient fuel to ensure a safe departure without relying on local fuel availability, the airline said. At this time, there are no safety or security concerns for our guests who remain in Cuba. Air Transat first said it would continue flying, but later reversed its decision. We are currently organizing a return plan to Canada, which includes regular flights as well as additional repatriation flights, the company said on its website. Air Transat confirmed that it will automatically cancel bookings to Cuba between Wednesday and the end of April and issue refunds. Cuba's fuel problems come as the island faces major energy shortages. U.S. President Donald Trump has cut Cuba off from some of its traditional oil suppliers. Trump has argued that Cuba's government poses a threat to the United States because of its alignment with hostile countries and terrorist groups. He has said that Cuba will no longer receive oil shipments from Venezuela after U.S. forces removed former Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro. Last month, Trump signed an executive order allowing tariffs on goods from countries that sell or supply oil to Cuba. Mexico had recently become one of Cuba's largest oil suppliers, but it reduced shipments after facing tariff threats from the United States. Venezuela and Mexico together normally account for roughly 80% of Cuba's oil imports. However, January became the first month since 2015 in which Cuba did not receive a single oil shipment. Meanwhile, the government of Canada has advised Canadians to exercise a high degree of caution when traveling to Cuba due to shortages of electricity, fuel, and food. In the meantime, airlines are working to return stranded passengers safely while adjusting future schedules. Until fuel supplies stabilize, travel to and from Cuba remains uncertain, leaving thousands of travelers waiting for clearer answers in the weeks ahead. That's all for now from Global Pulse Unplugged. Stay sharp, stay informed, and we'll see you next time.